And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode episode. The Boyd Gaming 300 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Second race of the NASCAR Xfinity Series season. Of course, if you tuned in last night for our season opener at Daytona, we had one heck of a race. Ended up with a last lap pass for the win, and Brandon Jones went to victory lane in the first Xfinity race of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Should be a lot of fun here today. Not sure how we're going to do. Qualified 32nd for today's race. Definitely don't have a lot of speed. I practiced. I tried to get the setup where we needed it to be. I'm doing everything I possibly can, but man, it is going to be a rough start to this season. Daytona was Daytona. We ended up with a 6th place. Still inside the top 20. We're probably going to fall outside of the top 20 over the next couple races unless we somehow do everything we can to work on the car and get it faster throughout the course of the day, but we'll see how that'll work. Braves football team, Justin Sozio, Joey Logano fan. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This should be a lot of fun. The 99 car, again, we jumped to Toyota this season for the Xfinity Series. We ran the Truck Series with the Fords, and then we moved to TRD, it looks like, due to the sponsorship income we were going to get with Credit One Bank versus the primary sponsor we were going to have if we would have went to a Ford Mustang. So we are with the Toyota Supras here in the Xfinity Series. But yeah, this should be a lot of fun. Justin Haley starting on the pole in tonight's race. Chad Fincham, Joe Nemechek will be... Chad Fincham and Noah Gragson will be starting at the rear. Nemechek looks like he'll be dominant. Nemechek finished second place. He was the driver that got passed on the last lap by Brandon Jones. Jones got that push from Schneider on the inside. He's able to take the victory. He's locked into the playoffs. 11 spots still to go in the next 25 races. This should be fun. Green flag in the air. We're underway at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Justin Haley will lead the field to the green. First real test to see what this Channel Racing number 99 car can do. Justin Haley leads the field into turns 1 and 2. That outside lane up towards the front did not take off well. Almost like what we saw the entire day at Daytona last night.
Got one peeking inside.
And wants to get back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Ryan Sieg is going to take the lead off turn 4, and Sieg will lead lap 1 here at Las Vegas. 200 laps set for today's 300-mile race. The 45 laps in stage 1, 45 laps in stage 2. The final stage will consist of 110 laps, and remember, 4 tires, 4 sets of tires is what these teams are given. That does not include the set they start off with. So there might be some 2-tire strategies here today. Schneider's got to be thinking about the strategy game that they could play coming into this race. He is in front of Chad Fincham, still able to get down to the bottom finally through turns 3 and 4, but this team just does not have the straightaway speed as he tries to keep Fincham behind him. One thing Schneider was able to do in the Truck Series last season was that he only DNF'd once, so he took good care of his race cars. He didn't beat him up too much. He beat up his Daytona car quite a bit at the end of that race, trying to hold on to the lead, but he was able to at least get a 6th place finish out of it, and it was the race with the largest purse money on the line as well, so that was a big win for that team in their debut. What can they do here in their second race? And Harrison Burton takes the lead away from Ryan Sieg that last lap, so Sieg led the first 2 laps of the race just for Harrison Burton to get out in front. Now Schneider is quickly back to last as Fincham rolls around him on the outside. Schneider's just trying to take the shortest way around. Seems to be a little on the tight side right now. We have to loosen it up a little bit more. Of course, being back in traffic versus not being in any sort of traffic in practice. We battled a couple guys, but for the most part, he was just so slow on speed. 80 on the engine power into today's race, 79 on the aero, and a 78 on the suspension is what we're looking at for Vegas. Already 5 laps in, and Harrison Burton's got the lead. Joe Gibbs Racing won last night at Daytona. Again, Brandon Jones got the victory. Didn't lead many laps in that race, but he led the most important one. Schneider in his debut led 2 laps, both in the final 5 on a late race restart with just 5 laps to go. Looked like he was going to pull off an absolute miracle with this team. Boy, that would have been a huge, huge start to get that win. Somehow, in 3 of the next 4 races, this team has to get 3 top 25s to get a $60,000 bonus from the primary sponsor of Credit One Bank, one of the contract incentives in play. Honestly, if we can just get that would be really good for this team. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream, by the way. Just a quick question. I think they will add Bristol Dirt for Cup and trucks in the game. Not in NASCAR Heat 5, they are not going to do it. They're done adding stuff for Heat 5. I think you would have seen the Daytona Road Course now if they were going to add it for Heat 5. So what they will do, you're very likely going to see that in the next NASCAR game. I'm pretty sure both tracks will be available. So not for this game, but definitely for the next NASCAR game that comes out this year. Yeah, they're done with any updates or paint scheme plays. I mean, last season's over, and this is last season's video game, so they're not going to add on to it. Another lead change in turns 1 and 2. Ross Chastain in the 10 car for Coley Gracie jumps out to the lead. He led quite a few laps last night. His teammate Justin Haley led the most, and Haley, who started on the pole here today, has not led a lap early on. Key for Schneider, stay on the lead lap in this race. Do whatever you can to stay on the lead lap, whether it's getting a caution at the right time, pulling some strategy out to try and finish the stages on the lead lap. Do something to at least give yourself a chance for the best possible finish. And if the leaders get to you and it doesn't look like they're going to get a caution, be smart. Let them race around you. You have to play the role of the back marker car, even coming off a 6th place run at Daytona. Got to be thinking long picture here. And if that means struggling for the first 5 to 10 races of the season outside of Daytona and Talladega that we have in the first 10 races, so be it. You got to play smart, get to the end of these races so you can at least salvage any sort of points. It's 1 point per position. Every point is so necessary, even this early in the season. Not a lot of action going on right now, so we'll alternate through the different camera angles in stage number 1. This bumpier Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm starting to loosen up on the longer runs. Not that far into the run right now, but about 10 laps in. 35 laps to go in stage number 1 still. Schneider's probably a little over half a track back. Not quite to about 2/3 of the racetrack behind Chastain. Austin Hill's fallen back to 35th. He has 4 seconds ahead of Schneider still as he battles Chad Vincent for 34th. That's the next spot up for grabs in front of Schneider. Not sure what kind of pit strategy you can really pull in a 1.5 miles like Vegas. The idea for you guys watching is to root me on for every little bit of finish that we can get out of this race car. I have to assume there's going to be a long run speed in this thing. Doesn't seem like Austin Hill is really pulling away from him anymore. In the last couple laps, he stayed at about 4 seconds behind the rest of the cars on the lead lap. Go full throttle through turns 3 and 4, hitting his mark perfectly at the bottom of the racetrack. Help. We'd assume with only 80 engine power that would be doable. I'm hoping we can get to 85 in the engine power at the end of this race. The problem is if we don't get a good finish, we're not going to get that much money. So it might be a couple races if we can't get a good finish. I was hoping, making up a word, I was hoping that we could, maybe salvage a top 15 or something so we can try to get an upgraded department at the end of this race, but I just don't see that happening with the speed. I could shock myself. I definitely shocked myself last night. 6th place run, that was insane. I thought for a second there we were going to win. We were leading with 3 laps to go. Those were the only 2 laps we led were in the final 5. Not losing anything on Austin Hill. Matt Mills in the 5 car started out the pole at Daytona. Was not able to get a good finish. Actually ran mostly outside of the top 10. Definitely didn't have as fast of a car in the draft is what he did in single car qualifying. Slowly starting to gain on Mills. Problem is, Ross Chastain is cutting through that field pretty quickly right now. We knew coming in this Xfinity Series season was going to be tough. These guys are going to go through growing pains and definitely experiencing that in the very early going. Just got to be patient, ride it out. It's going to be long races for these teams at the beginning of the year towards the back of the field. What made Daytona so important last night, the fact that he had a chance to win late. To get those opportunities, you got to take control of it. At least the top 10 of the debut, definitely not upset about it. Now, Ross Chastain does not have a big lead right now. It's 28 laps to go in stage 1 at the line, so we're about halfway through stage 1 already. A little less than halfway, I guess. Chastain's got a lead on, it looks like Justin Allgaier, but Allgaier's definitely closing in on him. Second place car running the outside of the racetrack. Chastain staying on the bottom. That's giving a run to the guy in second. Still a little too far back to see if it's Allgaier. There he goes, full throttle through turns 3 and 4. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Insert Thunder 2003. Yeah, go for it, man. Can't say I've ever played NASCAR Thunder 03. Can't recall it, at least. I might have a while back. 26 laps to go. Now would be a very timely time to have a caution here for Schneider as he's about to go a lap down. That's actually Brandon Jones in second place. Can you imagine Jones winning the first 2 races of the season? Which lane is Ross Chastain going to go? Schneider's just going to stay on the bottom. He's going to hold his lane. If everybody gets to the outside, they'll get around him. Schneider slides up the track. He couldn't hold the bottom. He overdrove the corner. And that allows Chastain to gap Brandon Jones from turns 3 and 4. So Schneider is the first driver lap down. It's still going to caution him get the free pass. Side-by-side battle for position for third. Getting into turns 1 and 2. There's some Burton's down there. Joe Nemechek. Great run at Daytona. Did not expect Nemechek to have this good of a start this year. He's got a good possibility of getting 2 top 5s to start the season. Looking inside now. Not going to get to the inside of Schneider. Schneider's only about a second and a half behind Matt Mills. Brandon Jones got caught behind Mills pretty heavily. Jones is not getting through the lap traffic well, where Chastain definitely is, and he's pulling away. Battle for third heats up once again. Austin Cindric led late in the race as well. Probably would have won the race if we didn't get that late race caution. We're talking about Cindric repeating history, like he did in real life in 2021, getting the season opening win at Daytona, but he was unable to do it here. Good news is, though, is the tire wear looks like it'll last to the end of the stage, which is big for the 99 team. Mills trying to run that outside. Schneider's just not fast enough to run the outside group, and he can go nearly full throttle around the bottom, especially 3 and 4. He has gone full throttle a few times already. I mean, the shortest way around is the fastest at that point if you're able to pull that off. Golden Retrievers, welcome to the stream. Mills hops down in front of Schneider in turns 3 and 4. Schneider's got a run, and now he shoves up the racetrack. He got in line right behind Mills. Really, really tight after that. Looks like Schneider might make his first pass for position into turn 1. He's going to get to the inside of Matt Mills. He's definitely picking up a little bit of steam on the long run. And you never know, there could be a few DNFs as well that he can gain some positions that you really got to hope for if you're a backmarker team. You don't want to wish bad luck upon other competitors, but if that's what it's going to take to better your position, for Schneider's sake, try to get that top 25. That could be big. He's going to make a pass on Austin Hill now for 34th. Nowhere to go for Ryan Sieg as they're side by side in front of him. Schneider clear before they even get into turn 1. Chastain still holding on to the lead. Again, he is pulled away from Brandon Jones. Justin Haley still inside the top 10. He gets around Sieg for the moment. He's staying consistent with the bottom as much as he can, it looks like. Kind of comes off the bottom in the center of the corner. That only made me a little bit of a tight car now in turns 3 and 4 at least. And Haley gets around the inside, and Sieg is still caught behind Schneider. Chad Fincham, Mike Harmon, not too much further ahead of Schneider in the 99. Hope you win a championship this year. I hope so too. It's going to be tough. It is going to be a long road, and we're not going to have a lot of playoff points getting into the postseason if we do make it.
Stay at the bottom here.
Like I said last night, if we get 3 wins on the season, that is huge for this team. Because that team is going to be tough. Oh! Well, contact between Justin Haley and Chad Fincham off of turn 4. Haley drives on by, but that was definitely not easy. Josh Williams in the 92 had a good running at Daytona last night. Ran towards the front late. Back to 31st here today. Riley Keithley, welcome to the stream. Yeah, by the way, happy Easter, everybody. Forgot to mention that at the very start of the stream. Having a pretty good day. There's some family over at the house earlier. Nice, beautiful day outside, too, where I live. It was about upper 60s, no wind, sunny, great day for golf. Went out with my dad this morning. Yeah, it's been an overall good day. Even though I had my worst round of the year, it's still a good day. Been sloping the last 3 days. Shot that career best 71, and then I go back out and shoot my 3 worst rounds of the year so far in the next 3 times out. Crazy. Probably was trying too hard. Brandon Jones to the lead that last lap off turn 2. He was able to get back around Ross Chastain. Actually, this is the first time Jones has led a lap, so trying to pick up where he left off after winning at Daytona last night. Trying to nab another playoff point for winning stage 1 here at Vegas. A very strong start to the year. Yeah, down in the chat, let me know what you guys think for Easter today. Two and a half seconds behind the 30th place car of Landon Castle. Just wait till we go to a short track. Like, we're 1 lap down here. Just wait till we go to a short track and we're going to finish a race like 5-6 laps down plus. 1 green flag runs are going to hurt this 99 team, that's for sure. Especially early in the season. So far, we're caution-free today, just over 30 laps in. 14 laps to go on the stage for the leaders. Schneider did not score any stage points at Daytona, as I mentioned before we started this race, despite getting the 6th place finish. He was pretty much like right around 15th most of the race. In the final stage there, he was working his way up. They made some adjustments. It didn't seem like it was going to work, but got him to the lead there with 3 laps to go. Very nearly again pulled off a miracle win. Let's see. He put the wedge adjustment in the first one. Put 0. Second one put What do you mean by that? On the wedge? Talking like take a half round out of it? Is that what you're talking about? It's going to catch Landon Castle. Again, I mean, it's going to be tough. Some adjustments we might be able to make the car a little faster, but it's not going to be competitive. Again, I mean, we have less than an 80 overall car. Qualified 32nd, running 30th right now. Car was tight most of the run. Now it's just starting to get really loose. You saw it get really skaty and sideways in turns 1 and 2 that time. Okay, got you. Throttle for 3 and 4 into the middle lane. Get a little bit of a run now on Howard down the front stretch. Doesn't have a lot of engine power. Not going to be able to clear him yet. See if he can hold it all out in turns 1 and 2, and he does get around Howard after Justin Allgaier in the 7 car. Kind of squeezed 3 wide, and Howard was stuck in the middle lane. He's just going to follow Justin Allgaier now. Schneider had the lifter. He was going to run into the back of Allgaier getting into the corner. I mean, the cornering speed is definitely up. It's the straightaway speed that Schneider's lacking, and that's not really all on him. 9 laps to go at stage 1. Again, still caution-free in the stage. Drove it in a little too deep now in turns 3 and 4. Again, that will be the first pit stop of the day when we get to the stage break. It's got to be nowhere close to the free pass position right now, you'd have to think, too. Almost an entire lap and a half off the lead now. But luckily, these stages in the Xfinity Series are short enough that he's only going to go 1 lap down in a mile and a half. Noticing you running outside the top 10. Yeah, thanks for the clarification on that, Michael. I'm currently aware that we are slow today. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be competitive in this career mode. This is the hardest difficulty. This isn't anything easy. We finished 6th at Daytona because it was Daytona and we were able to stay in the draft. With a 75 overall car. We have a little bit faster, I should say a little bit better equipment for this race than what we did at Daytona, but that doesn't really mean anything. Still less than an 80 overall car. 80 on the engine, 79 on the aero, and a 78 on the suspension. So it's probably about a 79 overall. The average a little out. He's almost kind of keeping up with Allgaier, the 10th place car, but it just takes 45 laps into the run, 40 laps into the run to even keep up with 10. It's way too long to wait. Even then, Allgaier's still pulling him a little bit. Anthony Alfredo at 11th is trying to catch Allgaier for the free pass position. He's going to have a tough time getting around Schneider because Schneider actually starting to click away a little bit better lap times. Timmy Hill's in 26th for MBM. Schneider might be able to catch him. So less than 2 seconds behind him. We still have 4 laps to go at the line. And again, the stage ends when the top 10 hit the start-finish line. So once Allgaier, who is currently in 10th, hits the start-finish line on the final lap of the stage, that will end it. That's how much time Schneider's got to get around Timmy Hill. And he was about a half second faster than Hill that last lap. So if he keeps that pace up, he'll easily catch him. He's going to let Anthony Alfredo go to the inside now. Schneider gets a little bit of a run in the middle. Of course, not as tight in the middle lane, I'll tell you that much. Alfredo didn't pass him, so this is probably actually going to slow Schneider up. He was really hoping Alfredo was going to get enough of a run on him. Oh, Schneider got really tight. He didn't make contact with the 21, but the car just jumped straight up the track, and he had to lift a lot more than what he normally would. Doesn't look like another lead lap car is going to catch Schneider to the end of the stage, though. Alfredo will pass Timmy Hill, so that'll slow Hill down eventually. Yeah, if you use Legend on the career mode, it is tough if you're doing what I'm doing. If you're doing a full race from scratch. Truck Series, again, we ran good, but that's because we had that $1.4 million bonus to start the career mode. That's why we were so good. We had less than that in a more expensive series. We had like $825,000 we had going into the Xfinity series this season. Everything's a little bit more expensive, but we had $600,000 less than what we did at the start of the Truck Series. Schneider will make a pass on Timmy Hill. He's side by side now. He'll pull clear on entrance into turn 3. Hill trying to run the outside. So up to 26th in stage 1. That magic mark line is 25th. If he runs like this,
white flag, dig, driver.
You never know. Again, we could get a couple DNFs.
We're gonna need those tires to last.
Still no cautions in this race. Green, white, checker flag in the air, and Brandon Jones is going to win stage number 1, picking up where he left off winning at Daytona last night. Oh, and Schneider blows the right front tire. I had no clue that was getting low. Right front tire has blown on Schneider's car. Timmy Hill gets back around him. 27th at the end of stage 1, and major problems there. No caution. They ran it back out. Brandon Jones already crossed the line. 7 seconds of damage for the 99 team. What a major issue. Joe Draft Jr. in 20th place will get the free pass. There's a look at the top 10 on the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and the 5-second damage clock. That is not repairable, so Schneider blows a tire right at the end of the stage. He had no clue it was even at risk of blowing. And that's only going to make him even slower. Oh, no. Well, we took the waiver. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I was trying to figure out what adjustment to make on the race car to help it with the damage, and I didn't even get the pit. Green flag is back in the air here at Vegas, and well, Schneider's back on the lead lap in 21st, but things are not looking good right now. Oh my gosh. Trying to get up to speed with the right front blowing out on the race car, and this is not good. He's going to have to pit this time, or he hopes for a caution to bail him out. That might be a little risky. He'll wait a lap after the restart to just wait and see if he gets bailed out. They are going 3x3, 4 wide, it looks like, off turn 4, and it looks like they made it off the corner. Chastain leads the opening green flag lap of stage 2. Schneider's going to have to come to pit road right now, and it'll be right side tires only. And then he's going to bank on there being another caution here. Lack of awareness. He could have backed it off. He wasn't racing for any stage points, but we had no clue that the tire was even that worn out. More of a lack of awareness than anything else. So, can't repair the damage. Got to make sure he doesn't speed on pit road. And he was speeding. Schneider had the brakes locked up, but because the right front was flat, he couldn't slow the car up in time, despite not really going fast onto pit road. You're going to drop the tape, drop the wedge. Round and a half. Can't repair damage. It's going to be a 4-tire stop. It was going to be two tires, and now it's going to put him another lap down with that speeding penalty. So he's 1 lap down now. The field will come back to lap him with this 15-second speeding penalty that will be applied right now. Not a great start to the second race of the season, and Schneider's in desperate need of a caution, being 2 laps down, trying some sort of strategy in this race. just nothing he could have done trying to slow the car to keep it from speeding. He was already trying to nurse the right front tire as it was that was on its rim. I mean, it basically was non-existent. He's going to get up to speed, and he's already going to be 2.5 laps off the lead. It looks like there are a couple cars that are 2 laps down already. Austin Hill, Mike Harmon, and Matt Mills. Yeah. 11 people watching. Hit that like button, everybody. Lack of awareness at the end of stage 1. That could have been avoided. It's the sad part. Speeding on pit road at that point, I mean, I was on the brakes for so long and the car just wasn't slowing down. It was just sliding onto pit road. It made me slow down like 10 miles an hour. And speed limit at 45. He was a good 20 miles per hour over. So heavy damage to the right side of the race car. Again, cannot be repaired. This will only make it even slower. I'm not saying that we have to... I'm not saying that you guys have to try this at home necessarily. I'm telling you how hard it is. On Legend difficulty, or 105 AI, setting, whatever. How hard this game actually is in the career mode when you're starting from scratch and you're running full races. Yeah, it's not like I'm running last. Again, our equipment's just not there. I mean, I blew a right front tire. That didn't help. Man, if I would have just paid attention to how much tire wear we had, I completely forgot it was even that close. I didn't think we would have a problem. I figured, especially with us being a lap down, the stage was going to end a lap earlier. I would have thought it was plenty good. But it goes to show, again, this track is abrasive on tires. Schneider desperately needs a caution before he goes 3 laps down, because that is going to put him in a hole that he's likely not going to be able to get out of. Two laps down is already going to be tough to come back from, but 3 is a whole nother issue of itself. He's slow and he has damage now. I want to redeem myself at Auto Club tonight because I know I can run better than this. The track's more abrasive on tires than what even Vegas is, so I really do think a longer run will come quicker to us there. Problem is that it's a longer racetrack though. So you're going to need some sort of straightaway speed at Fontana. We don't have that. Still got to ride it out to the finish. It's only stage 2. Anything can happen. Even if he does go 3 laps down, but going to be tough. He's got 3 sets of tires left the rest of the race, so that's a plus if you're trying to look at the bright side of things. He's going to let Chase Briscoe go, no help there, and Briscoe's having a great second stage. Chastain kind of stuck behind Schneider on the bottom, it looks like. Now he's going to get underneath him, so Schneider is 3 laps down to the last place position. Now that he has gotten past, I mean, he's going to have to try and take the wave around a couple times today, no matter what. We haven't had a caution for incident yet. The only reason the caution didn't come out for Schneider blowing a right front on the last lap of stage 1 was simply because the stage was actually already over. Jones had hit the line. He had blown a tire in turn 22. Did a great job not hitting the wall, but even still... Tire goes down to the rim like it did. Major damage to the suspension. Got one outside now. 27th at stage 1. Oh man, that was close to being an accident off turn 2. They were coming in hot behind the 99, and they had to check up just a little bit because they were nearly 3 wide.
Inside. All right, you're clear.
Checked a little bit wider, but not that wide.
Outside.
They're going to pull to the apron through the trial. We're just trying to let Alfredo and Jones race. What has happened to Brandon Jones that he is in 11th after winning stage 1? I don't know what happened to his race car. The bright side is, with caution laps during the stage break and the fact he went 2 laps at the start of the stage with that same blown tire.
Careful there.
We didn't crash. We blew a right front tire. If you guys are just tuning in, Black Ace, welcome to the stream, by the way. But yeah, we blew a right front tire.
Hold your line. Got one outside.
So that's why we have 7 seconds of damage, and we were already 27th at the end of stage 1 anyway. We got up to 26, so I mean, we didn't have a fast car before the damage. And then we had a pit road speeding penalty under green because we had the flat right front tire. And I couldn't get the car slowed up, so that cost us an extra lap. We should be 2 laps down right now. Not 3, but the speeding penalty just hurt that much worse. Just gotta hope for the best. Looking at the interval with Matt Mills right now, and Schneider's actually running faster lap times than Mills, Hill, and Mike Harmon. But again, the problem is he's 3 laps down, and they're 2. So if we get a caution, I don't think either one of those guys have been lapped yet. They might have been lapped again. It's kind of who Schneider's facing off right now. We haven't had a caution yet for incident. All 36 cars still on the racetrack, as you can see right here on the leaderboard.
Hold your line. Got one outside. Car outside. Hold your line.
So Schneider being 3 laps down, we actually have 22 laps to go in stage number 2. Again, Brandon Jones won the first stage. I still want to run Hollow Club. If that right front tire didn't blow, I honestly do feel like we could have gotten a top 25 finish. Now, that's 10 points difference from last. And that's not even including any DNFs. I mean, we were 26 on speed at the end of stage 1 and went caution-free. Who would have known if we would have gotten a caution or 2 throughout the race to help shake things up as well, which cautions were going to help Schneider. Now, I don't really know if they're going to help him or hurt him. All this damage. It would hurt if we had a caution now, but I feel like in the final stage, we can get a couple. We might give an opportunity. The problem is, it's not like the Cup Series where we can just pit whenever we, feel like freely. We only have a certain set of tires in the Xfinity Truck Series. We didn't run into that problem in the Truck Series because we had decent speed out of the gate, and then by halfway through the regular season, we were championship contenders immediately. It's likely not going to be the case this year, especially in the first half of the season. This definitely hurts. That's why it's a good thing we had a good run at Daytona. Might have to hope for a win on the super speedway. It's going to be tough to point their way in. Yeah, we'll see. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Day's going by pretty good. This race, on the other hand, is not. But up until this, pretty good. And it was fun to see you guys again here tonight. I was excited for the challenge. If we didn't blow a tire, yeah, we still would have finished a lap down at stage 1, but we're 3 laps down now with the blown tire at stage 2. That's the huge difference making here. The pace everybody's running, Schneider's going to lose another lap before the end of the stage. That would put him 4 laps down. If this goes green to the end of the stage. If we can get a late stage caution before Schneider ends up losing another lap, they might pit. He could take the wave around and get the 2 laps down and pit at the stage break without losing another lap. Then he'll have fresher tires and maybe keep up. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. Happy Easter indeed. Welcome aboard. So 12 people watching right now, only 5 likes. Again, hit that like button. If you're watching and enjoying me struggle in this Xfinity Series portion of the career mode, just wait till we get the Cup, man. It's going to be even worse, but out of the gate at least. I mean, it can't get any worse than this at the same time, so maybe it'll be a little better. We might have to do a second season of Xfinity Series. I know it's only 2 races out of 33, but I will do everything I can. Definitely going to need cautions to try and get a couple laps back. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Happy Easter again as well. The difference is, though, Jacob, is that the career mode, we just don't have speed in our departments right now. What day is Chase for the Cup this week? Oh, I'm not sure what day yet, but we will be doing a full race live stream of NASCAR Chase for the Cup at some point in time. It's likely going to be on a work night with the days off being NASCAR Heat 5 custom schedule season, so with it being on one of the work days, it'll probably be a Busch or a truck race. We're further in the season with the truck series, so I kind of want to do that. We're done with the trucks on NASCAR Heat 5. Well, we got a slow car. He's not going to bring out a caution in turns 1 and 2. Somebody's very slow on the racetrack.
Clear all around.
Anthony Alfredo with problems. He was just outside the top 10. What a tough break for Alfredo. He's trying to get down to the bottom and out of the way so he can get to pit road. No caution. That would have been the caution Schneider needed at the end of the stage, but he didn't get it. Actually, we're only about halfway through the stage still. A little past halfway. 12 laps to go in stage number 2 at the line here for Chase Briscoe. Yes, I will be live tomorrow. I'll be live every day until I go to Talladega at least, and then I'll be off for a couple days. But any day I'm not on the road for race weekend, being live at the track for the NASCAR race, then yeah, I'll be going live. Daily live streams on the channel. Schneider's 1 lap away from being able to pass Anthony Alfredo for 35th. I mean, that's the point of running to the very end here. Get every point he can. Tough break for Anthony Alfredo, but Schneider will technically get around in this lap. Chase Briscoe just continues to close right now. 10 laps to go in the stage. Briscoe's going to catch Schneider about another lap and a half. It's only half a straightaway behind him. I mean, so much faster. Yeah, so again, one of these days I'll go through my full list of the races I'm going to this year. And those weekends I will not be able to stream. Maybe here and there I might be able to every now and then. But it just depends on like what the Wi-Fi is at the hotel, really. And if it's, you know, not good connection before I even start the stream, I'm not even gonna bother. I mean, it's not gonna be every day. It's gonna be like maybe one of the couple nights I'm there. On rare occasion. 8 laps to go in stage number 2 for Chase Briscoe. Trying to get his first stage win of the young season. A couple cars still in between these guys. A couple lap cars in between them still. Schneider's holding his own in the corners. Down the straightaways, and Briscoe's going to the outside. Briscoe's quite a ways ahead of the next car for position as well. Schneider's going to the apron. 7 laps to go in the stage now for Briscoe. Schneider's doing everything he can to hang on. And he might just have to block Briscoe to try and stay 3 laps down. Briscoe's got a big lead, but Schneider's got to be aggressive here. Briscoe just lapped another car. Now we're going to get into turns 3 and 4. Briscoe goes to the middle to get around Joe Graff Jr., and he's got to run on Schneider. Briscoe's coming. And a lot faster. Schneider's blocking. 6 laps to go on the stage for Briscoe. Schneider desperately needs a caution here. He's not going to be able to hang on in front of Briscoe for this long, especially if somebody catches Briscoe. It's only going to make the job harder for Schneider. Look at him just holding this inside line up. In order for Briscoe to go high, Joe Graff Jr. there on the outside. Briscoe's probably going to be fuming here after a little bit. Oh, up high, down low. Oh my goodness. 5 laps to go on the stage. Here comes Josh Balicki. I believe he's a lap down. This helped Joe Graff Jr. stay on the lead lap in this race as well as Josh Balicki. He might be able to get on the lead lap. Here comes Chastain on the outside. 3-1 contact with Chastain. That was a... Oh my goodness. I don't think Chastain was happy about that. And I don't think Briscoe's happy either. This is costing him a chance at the stage win. Chance at a playoff point was on the line there for Briscoe. And Chastain losing the lead late in stage 1 is going to regain it late in stage 2. Briscoe finally going to get underneath Schneider and try to run Chastain down again. Here comes Harrison Burton. After 2 races, Quinn Halva's the points leader. My goodness. The madness. Brandon Jones has really fallen off. There's a very good chance we're going to have 2 different winners in the first 2 races of the season. Schneider's really hoping that Chastain... Briscoe's actually closing in on Chastain right now as well, but Schneider's really hoping that they catch Mills and maybe Austin Hill before the end of the stage, so that way Schneider's got somebody to race with 4 laps down.
Couple more turns, 2 more, good to go.
2 laps to go in the stage. I don't know if they're gonna catch him. They might catch Mills. They're only half a straightaway, maybe a little less than that behind Mills. Top 4 all under a blanket right now. Chastain has not won the stage yet. He's still coming to the white flag this time. Final lap for Ross Chastain. In the stage, he's right behind Matt Mills in the 5. Schneider's hoping he gets around Mills so he has somebody else to race. They're going to let Balicki go in turns 1 and 2, running that middle of the upper group. Balicki didn't get the run, though. To get underneath Schneider, he drove it in deep. Just couldn't get there. By the way, Mills did lose his lap. Schneider again to the top. Underneath, no issue there, and Schneider gets a run off turn 4. Ross Chastain wins stage 2, his first stage win of the season. Another playoff point. Poor Chase Briscoe didn't get one in the hands of Schneider, who was trying to hang on. 4 laps down after the first 2 stages. Flat right front tire earlier in the race did not help. Schneider could take the wave around here and hope for a caution. That's risky. It's risky. If we do that, we're only going to take 2 tires. Joe Graff Jr. gets a free pass in 19th, by the way. You know what? Why not? Schneider's going to stay out. He's going to get to 3 laps down and hope for a caution. Got 21% on the right front. It'll be a right side tire stop. So worst case scenario, we take right sides only. We're only going to lose a lap. You know, we'll be back to 4 laps down anyway. Why not? Everybody on the lead lap's pitting, so. Still no cautions here today. Through the first 2 stages. Schneider takes a wave around. That'll pass Matt Mills. Gets another caution. Then he can pit. As long as everybody doesn't pit. Green flag back in the air in Vegas. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. Worst thing, he only loses 1 spot. I mean, back in the field, he's still got 3 sets of tires left. Green flag back in the air as Chastain's crew wins the race off pit road. Joe Nemechek to the lead off turn 4. Still no caution for incident. Nemechek just led his first lap of the race. He was so close to winning at Daytona last night. And now he's side by side for the lead. Austin Cindric trying to take his first lead of the race. He was also close to winning at Daytona last night. Wasn't for the late race caution. He had it in the bag, it looked like. Still 2 and 3 wide up inside the top 5. Cindric still holds the lead to lead that first lap of the race at the line. Schneider hoping for a caution here. He's at 17% on the right front. A 2 tire stop if he does have to pit under green here early in stage 3. Hoping that the wave around play works to get one of those 4 laps back. Brilliant call if it does, though. Then he can pit. We'll have a little bit fresher tires at least. I mean, the longer it runs without a caution, as long as Schneider doesn't have to pit, the better for him. That'll only make his tires that much fresher for a restart. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream. Internet backup will be as long as I was having internet issues at the house earlier again today. Luckily, I got it all fixed after everybody left. I don't know, for whatever reason, like, only had like 1 bar of signal, even downstairs, closer to the router. It's like, okay, what's going on? It didn't completely disappear like it did that one day. It was gone for like over 24 hours. I had no internet. I was having to use my hotspot. Harrison Burton to the lead. Getting away from Cindric. Second time that Harrison Burton's led in this race.
You're wearing those tires down, driver.
He definitely doesn't want to blow the right front and give himself even more damage. You would think. One of the slowest cars in the field, and he's on older tires. Just look at how much he is losing already on this short run.
See if we can manage our tire wear a little, okay?
Schneider did practice this pit road entry. Obviously, having only 3 tires versus 4, he couldn't get the car to slow up earlier. had 5 cautions for incident at Daytona of all racetracks last night for the Xfinity race, and so far today, no cautions for incident. Only the stage breaks. I brought out the yellows.
That's the halfway mark.
So halfway, 100 laps down, 100 laps to go. Las Vegas Motor Speedway. At 8%. 7 now off turn 2. Schneider could probably go another 2 laps. Really hoping for a caution. It's going down 1% each corner, it looks like, so shouldn't have to pit this time, but he'll have to pit the following time by, and again it'll be right sides only. It'll give him 2.5 sets the rest of the race. By the time the left sides wear down, everybody's going to have to pit anyway, so we'll be on the same strategy from there. .97 to go this time by for Harrison Burton. Schneider might be able to go another lap. Right front didn't wear out as much as what it did the lap prior. Well, wore down 2% that clear. Joe Nemechek back to the lead off turn 2, and Schneider's coming to pit road. Not going to risk it another lap and risk blowing that right front. 45 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. Locks the tires up, gets down in time. Right side tires only. Just did not get the caution he needed after taking the wave around. And these guys are going to put 3/4 of a tank of fuel in. Again, going to try to make this stop as good as possible. Going to add 5% more tape. Only adjustment, if you can call it an adjustment, on pit road. Just ran into Alfredo's car that's not in the garage for whatever reason. He's still on pit road. NASCAR Heat 5 video game. Man, slow stop. Right side's only 12.3. Again, our pit crew's only had an 80 overall, too. Right side tires, and we lose another lap. That was painful. 5 laps down. The risk was taken, no reward. Should be a caution right now. If there would have been a caution after one more lap, hindsight's always 20/20. But I mean, he pushed it about as far as he could. I think right side's only should loosen the race car up a little bit as well, handling wise. Back to about 20 seconds behind Matt Mills again, but he's got fresher right side tires. But remember, he's still got damage on the race car, not repairable after that right front blew at the end of stage 1. Kudos for you guys watching this, by the way. On every step of the way. I guarantee we will not run this bad at Fontana as long as we don't blow a tire at least. Again, we had a chance to get in the top 25 today. That right front blew. Caused us to speed on pit road. Damaged and made us even slower. Can't even keep up with the 34th place car at this point. The only plus side to this is Anthony Alfredo DNF, so we're not going to finish last. No cautions. I mean, that's another thing, too. Even with the speed we had coming into the race, we could have been 1 lap down at the end of stage 1. Probably would have lost another. And now we get a caution. Caution is out. And Schneider just hit pit road maybe 3 laps prior. Unbelievable. Should just rode around with another right front blown. Why not? I mean, it would have saved us a lap. And not everybody on the lead lap's pitting, so he can't take the wave around, but he will stay out anyway. Because he just pitted, and we only got 2.5 sets of tires. No speed in this car today. It's the damage, though. I mean, we would have still had a chance at the top 25 at least. But caution's out, though. This is the first of the race with about 94 laps to go. Landon Castle, I believe, has just dropped out of the race. It's another spot for Schneider. Green flag back in the air. Yeah, Landon Castle's out of the race now, so he is the cause of caution number 1. Fredo, who blew an engine earlier, we stayed green under that. That's the beast. And couldn't have made it 3 more laps.
Still there? Got one outside now. Got a car coming in.
Half the field's on fresh tires, half of them are on old tires, and you can see these guys stacking up off turn 4. You have to be careful of a possible accident. Harrison Burton's gotten to the lead right now. Half the lead lap cars stayed out as well. It's weird. It's like there's a mix of like half lap cars that hit and half that didn't. Schneider's now a full lap behind Mills after
Hold your line. Got one outside. Coming outside.
that caution. Mills hit pit road too, so I don't see. But even if he does get another lap back, maybe even 2, that's only going to gain him a couple spots at the most.
Hold your line. Got one outside.
Again, 5-second damage clock's the reason why we cannot repair the 7 seconds of damage. More than 5. Crazy that we blew a right front, kept it off the wall, and we had more damage with that than what we did when we flipped at Talladega in the Cup Series on our custom schedule, but when we only had a couple seconds of damage. Like, what? How does that happen? Like, how is that realistic? I mean, the right front is probably accurate. Yeah, it probably should have been more than 5, but then that goes to show it's like, okay, so we could have flipped and we could have had less damage than that. Still in the race, and if you would have DNF'd after going the right front, maybe hit the wall hard enough, could have been last instead of 34. Usually a positive guy, tried to look at the bright side of things. Definitely am doing it with this, that's for sure. Alex LeBay, by the way, is leading this race for the first time. That's the worst thing that could happen for Schneider is these upset winners. We haven't had one at Daytona, luckily. Brandon Jones, one you had to expect that he was probably going to get a win this season. Maybe not, but there was a likely chance that it was going to happen. I want to run Fontana, but that's another 300-mile race. I don't see this race getting over before 10 o'clock. Well, this might get another DNF or 2. We can alternate through the different camera angles once again. While we're just riding around back here in 34th. Look at the bumps on the inside of the racetrack, especially in turns 1 and 2. It's not as bumpy as you go further up the racetrack on the line. Straightaway is not that bad, but you can definitely still see even down the back straightaway there are a few big bumps. String 4, not as choppy as 1 and 2, but still bumpy now through the trial. Same thing. Bumpier than the back straightaway, but not as bumpy as the corners. Less degrees of banking. Might just have to do a doubleheader on the channel tomorrow, though. We will have a Cup Series full race live stream on the custom schedule season tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard start time at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Following that race, or I should say before that race, we'll do a NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode episode. That start time will be at about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow afternoon. Mainly due to the fact there was no race this weekend, so we're not going to have a podcast at 5 tomorrow. Front tire down to 19% wear. Outside of the blown right front, Schneider has conserved the tires really well. Again, only one caution in this race, and we're almost 120 laps in. Just gonna hope for more yellows in Fontana to go off strategy, and so a way they're really gonna run competitive outside of the super speedways early in the season. Alex Abay still holding on to the lead after getting to the front of the restart. I believe he might be one of the drivers on fresher tires. Could have been the first driver on fresh tires that got to the lead. That's why he is leading in the first place. 20 lap fresher tires here at this track especially, that makes a huge difference. Should not have finished 5 laps down today. We probably should have finished. We should probably be at least 2 laps down right now, maybe 3, but I'd say 2 laps down is where we would be. And you saw under that last caution how many guys are 2 laps down. I believe everybody from 22nd on back is 2 laps down. Yeah, could have had a top 25 for sure. It's going to be disappointing for this team. There will be another race at Vegas, but it's not coming until the playoffs. Hopefully by then, this team's got a lot more speed and at least battle for a top 10. Hopefully by then they're in the playoffs as well.
You're gonna blow a tire, dude.
Caution. And not everybody on the lead lap's going to pit, so this is the time for Schneider to hit pit road. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. So give him a set and a half left at the end of the race. And no adjustments right now. So everybody that stayed out, as far as the lead lap cars under that last caution, they're going to pit again. Josh Bilicki gets the free pass in 20th, by the way. And Matt Mills did not lose another lap, so Schneider's still a full lap behind Mills. Everybody outside the top 25 is going to hit pit road that is still in this race. And Josh Bilicki is out of the race, so never mind. He does not get the free pass. Bilicki's done. That's another spot for Schneider. Up to 33rd now for this restart. Green flag back in the air at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Alex LeBay will lead the field in the green midway through stage 3. 70 laps to go. Our second caution for incident. Anthony Alfredo, Landon Castle, and Josh Bilicki are the 3 drivers out of the race. So if this goes green long enough, at least Schneider should be able to gain a couple laps on some of these guys that lapped out and didn't hit. Not going to gain too much, but he'll gain a little bit.
Got one up top.
Ran a relatively clean race. He's only made contact with somebody twice. Tipped it off the wall all day. Just being patient. even with the damage, having about 10 to 15 lap pressure tires, he might be able to keep up with some of these lap cars that did not pit. Colby Howard might be one of those drivers in the 29th spot. And those guys could lose a lap under green even before they would have to pit again. If we do go green for a while, that, I mean, you never know, that could gain Schneider a couple spots by the end of the race. Not going to get him a top 25. I don't think there were that many cars that pitted. There's only like 4 or 5 that were 2 laps down that didn't pit. Tight in line behind Colby Howard. Joe Nemechek has gotten back to the lead today. What a redemption story that'd be for Nemechek if he goes to victory lane at Las Vegas. That would definitely be an upset winner in the fact that we're coming a mile and a half. That would be tough.
Careful, still there.
These drivers that know that they're going to be close making the playoffs and need a win or need points, who knows? We might have more than 12 different winners. If we have more than 12 different winners, there's no way we're racing ourselves into the top 12. Or I just feel like we're going to lose too many points. The top 20 is going to be hard enough to stay up with and keep in. Those stage points for the first 2 races of the year. Definitely going to be rough. One thing nice about Fontana, it's a 2-mile racetrack, so that might be a little easier to stay on the lead lap too.
Careful.
Automatically going to take about an extra 7-8 seconds to get around. Like I mentioned already, it's an even bumpier racetrack than Vegas as well, so as far as tire wear goes, not going to be as bad either.
Careful, still there.
A little battle, even though it's not for position, with Colby Howard. Schneider, somebody to race with.
Careful, still there.
Schneider back to the inside off turn 4 on Howard. Just can't get the straightaway speed on him. That's where Howard definitely pulls back around him. Now into turns 1 and 2, Howard again leaves that bottom open. Schneider trying to stay hooked to the white line. Chase Briscoe out in front, passing Joe Nemechek. Getting into turn 1, it looked like, where he took over the race lead. Briscoe trying to pull away a lot of different leaders in this race. It's just really tough to tell who's going to win. Like Brandon Jones is going to have a good shot there in stage 1. Then Chastain won stage 2. Jones is nowhere to be found. Briscoe definitely looked fast before Schneider held him up at the end of stage 2, costing Briscoe a chance to win the stage. So maybe Briscoe does have the fastest car. He's got the track position once again. He's back out in front.
Careful, still there.
64 laps to go. Pit window's in that 52 to 56 lap range.
Careful, still there.
Snyder just cannot get around Howard. Not for position, but Howard's definitely holding him up. Snyder knows how it feels. He was on the receiving end of holding up Chase Briscoe. Howard's definitely going to try his best to not go 3 laps down. Briscoe gets there, but Howard just pinched the 99 of Schneider down. Contact getting into turn 3. Schneider, tried to side draft him, he rubbed him right back. That killed the momentum of the 99. Gets to the inside of the 15, he drove it in hard. Turns 1 and 2. Again, Howard's going to pull clear, it looks like. The back straightaway. Just gets that run. Extra straightaway speed. Schneider full throttle through 3 and 4. Back to the inside on turn 4. A lot lower exit than what Howard had. Goes up the side draft and now tries to pull away. Might have to hang in on that left rear corner panel again. Tried. And again, Howard pulls clear. Schneider hard into 1 and 2. Finally clears Kobe Howard. Turns 1 and 2, but all that side drafting, all that battling there for a good dozen laps. And now Chase Briscoe is right behind Howard, getting into turn 3. Brandon Jones right there looking for the lead. Briscoe the run on the high side. Schneider's going to go 6 laps down in this race. Comes Brandon Jones. Guess the best thing for Schneider is let Jones by and try to hope we have a repeat winner as many times as possible. Going to help Schneider's case as this regular season rolls on. We've got 4 road course races, 2 more super speedways. That's a possibility of 6 wildcard winners. Joe Nemechek to be a wildcard winner. This is a mile and a half. He's up to 3rd. He's led laps multiple times in this race. Seems to have a really, really good short run car. I just wonder how many more laps Schneider's going to lose before the end of this race. Already 6 laps down. Tough part is restarting at the rear of the field too when you already have a slow race car. Gets the leaders. Get the clean air, especially just that much less time before they even get to the back of the field. Lead change off turn 4. Brandon Jones back out in front of the 98. Chase Briscoe, he easily cleared him. Further up ahead, I think there's a lap car in Briscoe's way that might have held him up off the exit of turn 4, but Jones is back out in front. He's won a stage already today. Can you imagine 2 races into the season and Brandon Jones having 11 playoff points? That'd be insane. Could have had a better start to the season, honestly.
Careful, go back. Still there inside.
At the end of this race, like we usually do, we will go back to the shop, see what we can maybe upgrade. I really don't think we can upgrade anything. I'm probably going to end up saving the money. If I can upgrade my engine to an 85, especially going into autocross, I will, but I don't think I'm even going to be able to do that. Not with a poor run like we've had so far today. Looks like we're going to get 4 points for our finishing position. There's 1 point per position in the Xfinity Series all the way through the field. It is in the top 3 series, but Cup Series because there's 40 cars on the racetrack. Once you get to 36, every position on back from there is only 1 point. So maybe means a little bit more to DNF. Outlast the drivers of DNF in the Xfinity Series, knowing that those will definitely be spots there. Those last 5 positions, which they wouldn't do in the Cup.
Hold your line, got one outside. You got room, you're clear there.
Still better than a DNF. We got 1 point. Not over yet either. We do have less than 50 laps to go though, with Schneider being 6 laps down. I was thinking a short track would be the first time we go 6 laps down. We'd be 3 laps down right now. We'd be 3 laps down if we didn't have damage. Should get a faster finish, faster run, a better finish at the Auto Club Speedway. I'd be shocked if we finished and even ran slower and worse than what we did today. Definitely going to need some sort of bump drafting help down the straightaways if we can get in front of somebody that's willing to work with us.
Hold your line, got one outside.
Well, this wears you out more sitting around running like this the whole race than what these Cup races do that are like 500 miles. My goodness. Concentration. Can't remember who said last night, or 2 nights ago at the end of the stream after we won the Truck Series Championship and we did all of our off-season stuff to get the cars ready to go, get the team ready to go by Daytona for last night's race. And said, well, it looks like you're going to be a backmarket car this season. Yep. At least to start the year. A little concerning, not gonna lie. I expected something like this, but now that it's actually happening, it's making it a little worse. Everybody will have to pit one more time before the end. If it runs green long enough, all those guys that stayed out of the pits can at least gain a couple laps. The waiver on did not work at all today either, though. I only did it because we blew the right front and I was trying to get every advantage I could. I probably wouldn't have done that if I was only 1 lap down at the end of the stage, 2 laps down at the end of stage 2. I wouldn't have been trying to do that. Almost worked the one time. We literally got a caution probably 3 laps after we pitted. We would have tried that. We would have had our normal speed. We could have made it 3 more laps, which we know we wouldn't have anyway, but Rory Caution came out 3 laps in, and we're only 2 laps down in this one. We're racing those other guys that are 2 laps down, 21st on back. We obviously still have more speed. We definitely could have gotten the top 25, for sure. That means we have to get a top 25 in the next 3 races, and we don't have a short track chassis at Phoenix, and that's going to be the toughest one to get. I think we can do it at Fontana, but as long as we just stay out of trouble, manage our tires too. That's going to be an even tougher track. It's the same distance as this race, mileage-wise. It's on a bumpier racetrack. It'll be even harder. Same tires at Fontana. We'll get closer to the end though. 41 to go, 40 laps to go. This time for Brandon Jones at the start-finish line. Schneider, by the way, still has not caught Matt Mills on this run. It's over a full lap behind him. It's amazing. It felt like the leaders just got by Schneider. Schneider's already about 2/3 of a track behind the race leader once again. Looks like this car's just getting slower and slower. Even though the damage hasn't gotten any worse. Heck, I mean, without scoring stage points in the first 2 races, I know we were 9th in points after top 10 run at Daytona last night. I don't see us even staying in the top 20 after this race. Well, it's only 2 races in. Everybody's going to be bunched together, at least for the next few races still, too. But
got a car high now. Clear high, clear high.
this is rough. I'm excited what I can see, what we can do out of this team tomorrow evening, though. And we'll pick up this career mode again at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll do the Cup Series race at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the custom schedule season at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Hunter's battling as much with green as what he did with Colby Howard earlier. Still doesn't have the straightaway speed, but he's got the cornering ability. Overdrove 1 and 2 a little bit right there.
Still there.
Didn't get underneath Jeff Green that time.
Careful there.
Drove it in deep. Gonna clear him.
Car there on the outside. All right, clear outside.
Randy Jones has been dealing with a lot of lap traffic as well. So, Logano fan, welcome back. Jones probably half straightaway behind Schneider again, maybe a little over half straightaway. No, it's about right. He was just getting off turn 4. Schneider got to the start-finish line. 3 lap cars in between them. So I think Tommy Joe Martin might be the last car to lead the lap. Could be wrong. He could be one of the guys that are 2 laps down already, too. I really don't know. They haven't raced around him yet today, so I'd imagine... Really, that could be any of them. And we have a car pitting. I don't know if that's a schedule. Yeah, it is scheduled stop. There are a lot of drivers on pit road right now, so everybody pitting currently are the drivers that did not pit under the last caution. Race leader Brandon Jones still out there. He's probably on pressure tires anyway. He did pit under that last yellow. Just 2 cautions per incident today. That's it. None of the first 2 stages. 2 of them both with less than 100 laps to go. Makes you wonder if we get a caution right before Schneider loses another lap to Brandon Jones. You know he's going to soon, at least once he gets around Tommy Joe Martin's off turn 4, which he does get around it. 15% of that right front. I mean, Schneider's going to have to pit here pretty soon anyway. He's trying to block Jones for everything he can. He's only a lap behind some of these other guys.
Got 1 outside now.
Ooh, big block. Might give Briscoe a chance. He probably owes Briscoe one anyway for holding him up at the end of stage 2. Why not hold up Brandon Jones right now? Briscoe might get a run. Wow, Jones got tight in line behind the 99. Jones is doing everything he can. Just gets to the inside. Schneider runs him down with a little contact. Oh, Schneider's in the wall for the first time now, getting into turn 1 as well. That didn't help. And he overdrives 1 and 2. He's all over the place. Can't say he didn't try. He might have tried a little too aggressively. He was going down swinging, that's for sure.
Hold your line, got one inside. Hold your line, got one inside. Watch those tires. Hold your line, got one inside.
Side-by-side lap traffic right in front of Chase Briscoe. How's Briscoe going to get around this?
Hold your line, through line.
Go all the way to the upper groove. Oh, Martin slid up in front of Schneider. Oh, contact. And he pulls up in front of Briscoe still, too. Matt Mills up on the outside in front of Briscoe also. Brandon Jones starting to widen that lead back out again. How about Brandon Brown? I believe Brown's
Outside.
lap down. There's no way. He's on the lead lap. He's probably got fresher tires.
Your tires are getting pretty bad.
Couple more laps for the 99 of Schneider, then he'll have to pit. Martins gets a little tight off turn 4 again. White slide up all the way in front of Brandon Brown.
Car outside.
This goes another run to the outside of the 99. Gets on by. And Martin's trying to block the 98 car of Chase Briscoe as well. Set and a half left on tires there for Schneider. Try to go right sides only. I might cycle him ahead of Jones when everybody pits.
Tires are getting pretty bad.
Well, then again, his picture is not fast, though. That's the problem. Right side tires, I mean, that's only going to save him a couple seconds. And we will be pitting before Jones as well, so that could be an upper hand also. Worth a try again. Can't finish worse than 33rd as long as he makes it to the end of the race. For some reason, Alex Obey has damage in his Ghost car, and I'm not sure why. Schneider stays out one more lap. Joe Nemechek in third gets around him now. Schneider will pit this time by 25 laps to go, currently at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for Brandon Jones. Those guys that pitted, though, the ones on the lead lap at least, can they make it? Well, I should say they can't make it. They should be at least 10 laps short, if not more. Schneider's going to lock it down. He is pitting off turn 4.
Back it down, back it down.
Right side tires only for the 99 of Schneider. 1 can of fuel. And again, cannot repair damage and no adjustments for Schneider in this pit crew. Watch how slow it's going to be again with the 80 overall crew. Looks like the stop's actually quicker than the last one, 11.1. It was 12.3 on a green flag right side tire pit stop only. Left side should make it to the end of the race. It's going to be 8 laps down now. Brandon Jones is not pitted yet. Once the rest of the field cycles through, Schneider will get one of those laps back, maybe 2. With the right side tire stop, we'll have to wait and see. At least 1, so we'll get back to 7. Sure enough, the way the luck has gone for Schneider today, watch a caution come out and he's trapped 8 laps down instead of 7. And we might still have enough green flag laps left to the end, then he still might go another lap down and finish 9 laps back. Should have repaired the 7 seconds of damage. No, I can't do that. I'm not going against my own rules. If I would have, I would have done that immediately after having the damage. We stayed right there, right around 25th. Nope. Tim Urban, welcome to the stream. Happy Easter as well. Why can't 7 seconds of damage be repaired? Again, 5-second damage clock. Or stipulation we've had for the NASCAR heat games. Similar to the damage clock policy in NASCAR, where if we have more than 5 seconds of damage, we can't repair it, versus NASCAR's policy is 6-minute damage clock, so it'll take more than 6 minutes to repair the car before trying to get it to minimum speed. And if you can't get it to minimum speed by then, you will be black flagging out from the event at that point, listed as DNF. The leaders are, oh man, Michael Annette shot down in front of the 7 of all guy, and he about took him out. There's Jones on pit road. Yeah, I've had a great day, for sure. All of us have. Sounds of it. No flexibility with the damage clock. Nope. I don't care if it's career mode or we're slow anyway. Doesn't matter. Well, the flexibility, the reason why we don't do it in the older games is because there's no actual damage clock. I mean, it just became a thing a few years ago in NASCAR, so that's why I don't do it in the older games. That and the damage pop. I mean, if we actually had damage that would stick on the car to the end of the race, then I wouldn't even do it with this series. But the fact that you can repair it all, you can have 20 seconds of damage, not DNF, and you can still repair all of it. Like, that's just not realistic.
That car in front of you is coming to the pit.
Easily repair the damage in the older games. On the hardest difficulty, if you have enough damage, you cannot repair all of it. NASCAR 05, for instance, if we get in an accident, we're not going to be able to repair all the damage, especially if we take a hard hit in there. Chastain just stuffed it under Schneider, moved him up out of the way. He's a man on a mission right now. Brandon Jones did cycle back through as the race leader. He's out in front, just trying to hang on and get his second win in the first 2 races of the season. Start off 2-0. Very close to doing it. Schneider was only able to get 1 lap back. That's amazing. I mean, unless they took 2 tires only as well, which is possible, but even still, I mean, you have to by so much, there was no time gain there at all.
Car there on the outside. Inside. We got room.
I wonder if Schneider's going to cycle back around Matt Mills or not. I doubt it. Easy difficulty, everything repaired in it. Well, okay, easy, but I don't race on easy. I race on the hardest difficulty there is. Legend, or in this case, with this game, 105 for the AI difficulty. Career mode is on Legend. You can't actually, like, set the AI setting like that like you could on Race Now or the season mode or championship mode. Yeah, I remember one with the easier difficulties, all you have to do is click a button. You don't even have to pit to repair all the damage. You just, like, click a button and, like, R1 or L1 and all the damage goes away. You don't even have to pit. Yeah, super easy to repair all the damage. No, but if you have the damage, like, on a harder difficulty, it will not all disappear. There's a reason why your car's, you get in one accident, your car's still going to be crinkled all the way to the end of the race. And that's how it should be, though. I mean, if you get in an accident, that's your fault. 9 times out of 10, at least. I mean, yeah, it could have been caused by somebody else, but that's just racing at that point. You gotta suffer the consequences one way or another. Oh boy, Chase Briscoe to the lead off turn 4. So somebody's caught Brandon Jones, and we might have another new winner. Seems like I had a massive run to the inside of Schneider that time. Caution is out late in this race. Schneider's got an extra set of tires left. He's going to pit right now. Might as well. Everybody's staying out. And he is racing Matt Mills now. They're both 7 laps down, so he could gain 1 more spot to the end of the race. Maybe 2, depending on who DNF'd right here, if somebody DNF'd. Oh, he's pitting. That might have been a DNF. So Briscoe just took the lead right before the caution away from Brandon Jones. And we're going to be having a pit stop. No adjustments for the 99 team. Yeah, exactly. That's how it should be, though. Definitely ready for NASCAR 06 Total Team Patrol.
Coming to the green, driver.
Nope, won't have to worry about DNFs there, so that's cool.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back in the air. Oh, Matt Mills was the one who dropped out of the race. Well, that's a tough break. That was somebody Schneider could have actually raced to the finish with Matt Mills, so that's tough that he dropped out. It's hoping for a 31st place finish instead of 32nd. We'll see. 4th DNF of the night, 3rd caution of the evening, and here's this late restart. Briscoe was able to lead the field with the green. The final set of tires now for Schneider to the end of the race. Chase Briscoe hold on to get his first win of the season. Brandon Jones trying to go back-to-back to start off this Xfinity Series campaign. Got 11 laps to go currently. Schneider should keep up with the back of this pack, at least on these fresher tires to the end.
Got one peeking outside.
Make the pass through 3 and 4. No, couldn't quite clear Colby Howard yet. Have to try down to turns 1 and 2. Less than 10 laps left for Chase Briscoe. There's a log jam here in the middle of a pack with all this lap traffic. So all the lead lap cars are broken away. Blake Barnes, welcome to the stream. Yes, I did set the limit myself. The amount of tires. I just give myself, for all Xfinity and truck races, I only give myself 4 fresh sets, so that doesn't count the set that you start the race with. I do that for the championship mode. We're done with the championship mode, have been for the Xfinity and truck series, but still bringing that back at the crew mode, and that only makes the crew mode even harder, too, doing that. The Cup series, I don't have a tire limit, mainly because they give them enough tires anyway. There usually isn't. They never really come close to the limit. Hardly ever. But yeah, Xfinity Truck Series, 4 sets. I get offset it by taking 2 tires.
Careful, still there.
So all 4 tires are the same, it's just based off the air pressure. So when they say we got the tires flipped around, it's because they have the air pressure set before they put it on the car.
Still there.
Usually that doesn't happen, but we've seen it a couple times in recent years. Most notably with Truex's crew in the championship race a couple of years ago at Homestead, they flipped the tires around. It offsets the air pressure. If you have too high of air pressure on the lefts and way too low on the rights because you gave them the wrong side of tires, that's usually when they have to come down and pit.
Careful, still there.
Yeah, exactly. DNF happens in 06. We'll just be able to look to a teammate as long as we have a teammate, of course. 3 wide at the back of the pack. And none of them are for position. Hemrick actually got the free pass, I believe, under that caution. Really stuck back there on the restart. 13th. Should be 3 laps to go in this race now for Chase Briscoe.
Stay low, stay low.
Still a tight battle up towards the front. Can't really see what's going on, so just having to keep an eye on the track map. So 2 laps to go, this time by off turn 4 for Briscoe. PB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. 15 likes, by the way, right now, so thanks to everybody hitting that like button. Thanks for everybody watching. You know, we've got a lot of people watching tonight. I know it's Easter, I know it's Sunday. With your families and all, likely throughout the course of the day, so thanks for tuning in. And hopefully you had a happy Easter. And also thanks for tuning in, because we've been running at the back the whole race. And you're going to see this a lot, at least the beginning of this Xfinity Series remote. I think we'll be a middle of the pack team for sure, but to be in the playoffs, so only 12 drivers making the Xfinity Series. We might have more than 12 different winners. Chase Briscoe's trying to hold on. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Briscoe at the line. He's trying to lock himself into the postseason with a win. Brandon Jones, the Daytona winner, likely up towards the front as well. Led laps late. Briscoe got around him right before the caution wave, with about 15 laps left.
Still there.
Into turns 3 and 4, one final time for Chase Briscoe. Can he hold on off of turn 4 to get the victory? Checkered flag in the air, he will. Chase Briscoe is going to win at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. First win of the young season. How about that day for Chase Briscoe? Earned it. Didn't get the stage win at the end of stage 2, and Schneider held him up. He was able to get back around Jones very late in this race. With 15 to go, right before the caution waved. And Chase Briscoe is locked into the playoffs, and a 32nd place finish here for Schneider. And the only guys he beat were the guys at DNF, finished 7 laps down. Matt Mills, Josh Bilicki, Landon Castle, and Anthony Alfredo all failed to finish. And we were on the same lap as Mills, but he DNF'd, so if somebody else would have DNF'd instead of Mills for that last caution, we could have finished 31st. And if we didn't blow that right front tire and had 7 seconds of damage that we were riding around with for the last, the entire final 2 stages, we blew it at the end of stage 1, so we went over 3/4 of the race with heavy damage on the right side, because we were as high as 26 before we blew that front tire. And we did finish 27th at the end of stage 1, and that wasn't even on strategy. The first 2 stages went green all the way through, so yeah, we could have been right around 25th the whole race. It would have been a lot better than what we finished off, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. And I didn't pay enough attention to the tires. Definitely not going to make that mistake again. That was costly. Need every point we can get. Better finish is only going to get us more and more money. $75,804. And we're already outside the top 22 races in. We're back to 21st. A 6th and a 32nd place finish to start the year. Brandon Jones still the regular season points leader. Joe Nemechek, man, what a start to the year. 2nd place finish and another top 5 today. Briscoe, though, getting that win. Only 10 spots open for the playoffs. I'm telling you, we might have to win. It's going to be tough to get a win. Take a closer look at the finishing results. We saw who DNF'd. Here's a look at the top 10. Again, Briscoe with the victory. Chastain, who won stage number 2, ended up finishing 2nd. Austin Cindric 3rd. We mentioned Joe Nemechek has back-to-back top 5s. A 2nd and a 4th place finish now to start the year with a 4th place today. Brandon Jones, who won stage 1, getting himself 6 playoff points on the year, finished 5th. Great run for him. Harrison Burton 6th. Michael Annett 7th. Justin Allgaier 8th. Noah Gragson 9th, and Justin Haley, the pole sitter, rounds out the top 10. 13 drivers finished on the lead lap with 4 cautions for incident, all in the final stage of the race. He led the most laps here. There were a lot of different leaders. Most laps was led by Briscoe. He actually led 60 of the 200 laps in this race. So again, tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll bring back the career mode for another live stream at the Auto Club Speedway for our 3rd race of the Xfinity Series season. And we didn't take care of this car. Again, we have to use the same chassis. We did not take care of the car at all in this race, unfortunately. We blew the right front tire, so we had a lot of damage leaving, so we're probably going to get some poor driving here. Grand total up to 84,000. Yeah, not going to be able to upgrade at all. We're up over 3,000 fans now. I guess we got moderate driving. That's alright, I guess. Could have been way worse. probably should have been sloppy, but I mean, outside of the blown tire, though, I mean, we only made contact with somebody 4 times a day. We only got in the wall once the entire race. I kept it clean. All right. Yeah, so to upgrade to a, we need 180,000. So we need. It's gonna be tough to get there next. I would like to say we can get to 85 by Phoenix. I mean, we're gonna have a mismatch penalty anyway at Phoenix. Our pit crew is slow. We can upgrade the pit crew to an 85, but I'm going to save that. Our pit crew is going to remain slow even at an 85. I mean, what? It goes from 18 to 23 seconds to a 17 to 21. So it's going to be at least 2 seconds better than our worst, but only 1 second possibly better. Yeah, so that's not worth it right now. We're just going to save our money. No, nothing. We're not even going to train anybody. We still have to train Jake Wiggins, our aero specialist 1, and we have to train 2 on the suspension, but we really need to save money here so we can get another department upgrade, and then, yeah, we're not going to have a short track chassis. We're not going to get over $600,000, so we're not going to have a short track chassis for Phoenix. Maybe for Bristol. Probably not even there. And then probably not for Richmond after that. We are going to be struggling. Again, I said it's going to take at least 10 races. At least 10. At least we got Talladega coming up in about 7 more races. I mean, that's a plus side. We might run good there. Finish 6th at Daytona. We need to. We need all the points we can get. Like, share, and subscribe. Well, yeah, I guess I got to upgrade the departments here. But you guys pretty much have an idea of where we're going to be. So, a little bit better for Auto Club. Not much, barely. So, it's going to be our fastest car. 80 for the engine, 80 for the aero, 79 on the suspension for the Auto Club Speedway. And the last race we were at 80, 79, 78. So, a little bit better, not much. I mean, straightaway speed's going to be just as bad, but oh well, it is what it is. Oh boy. What a rough start to the season. Well, to tune in for more rough starts, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time one more time. So 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode at the Auto Club Speedway for the Production Alliance Group 300. And then we will have a doubleheader because at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time later tomorrow night, we'll run a cup race at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Both of those start times will be exact. I don't work tomorrow, so I will easily be on the course in the morning and off well a couple hours before we even start streaming at 5. So thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have hopefully a lot better outing in the career mode. It is a must-see career mode to see how this develops, that's for sure. We need 3 straight top 25s to get our $58,500 incentive bonus. That's going to be big. See what happens next tomorrow at 5.